Good morning on this Friday, Erev Yom Kippur, on the cusp of the holiest eve and day of the year. Tonight we will gather in Shul for Kol Nidre, all together and as equals in front of Almighty God. In fact, in the prayer before Kol Nidre, we say that today we are allowed to pray with everyone, transgressor and sinner and holy and saint alike. Because when it comes to Yom Kippur, we touch what's called the Pintel Yid, the essence of what makes us Jewish, the neshama, the soul, that sometimes is just like when the archaeologists dig to find the treasures. The soul of the Jew is pure, is pristine. And no matter what you did the rest of the year or throughout your life, when you show up to Shul on Yom Kippur, you are God's child, and you, just like everyone else there, is holy and pure. And there's never been a year like this that we are coming to pray so fervently. So much hope, so much pain, so much challenge. A year that we witnessed so much Jewish hate, the greatest massacre since the Holocaust. A year in which we witnessed the shocking, brutal terror of Hamas, of Hezbollah, of college campus terrorism, literally, of Jewish hate. But when we come to Shul together and we chant the Kol Nidre, our prayers will be together in hope that in unity, God will bless us for a good year. As we say every day, Barucheinu Avinu, God bless us, Kulanu Ke'echad, when we are united. One of my favorite stories I said a few years ago on Yom Kippur by Kol Nidre is the story of Moshe Englander. He was an Israeli guy who was on business in Germany, in Frankfurt, and he missed his flight to get home for Yom Kippur. And for the first time in his life, he was in his mid-40s, he was going to have to spend Yom Kippur not just away from his family, but away from the Holy Land of Israel, in Germany, out of all places, in Frankfurt. He was an observant Jew, and he got a hotel room right near the main big Frankfurt shul, a very famous shul with nearly 2,000 seats. And he comes to Kol Nidre. And as they get ready for Kol Nidre, everyone puts on their talis, everyone's fasting, they're dressed in white. They're feeling and trying to be like angels. You can hear a pin drop. And the cantor puts on his talis. And he goes up. And he starts saying, ay, 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 Kol Nidre. And he starts sobbing. The shul is listening. And Moshe Englander listened to this Kol Nidre, which he never heard in his life. Sobbing, but so much heart. So much meaning, so much prayer, so much hope. Brokenness to the core, to the essence of who he was. After Kol Nidre, Moshe was sobbing himself. He walks over to the cantor and he introduces himself. And he says, you know, I got stuck here. I live in Israel. I never thought I would be here, but never did I hear such a Kol Nidre. And never did I cry so much. And never did I feel so connected to God. And he says, what's your name? And the cantor says, my name is Reb Tzaddik. I'm also from Israel. And I also come here every year. This is part of my parnasa, the way I make a living. I earn a living. I'm a cantor, and I come here every year to be the cantor for Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. And Reb Moshe says to him, tell me, where does that heart, that prayer, that sincerity, where did it come from? And Reb Tzaddik says, let me tell you. It was a few years ago, 5 years ago, and I was here for Yom Kippur, and I prayed the whole Yom Kippur, Kol Nidre, Ma'ariv, Shacharit, Musaf, Yisker, Mincha, Ne'ilah. I was fainting. I hadn't eaten in 26 hours. My voice was being used the whole time. And everyone left the shul. After Ne'ilah, the shul packed out in minutes. And I was the only one left, and I had to close the shul. And I closed the doors, and I went out of the big gate. For security, they have a big gate there. And as I walk out, there's this man that comes over to me, and he says, why is the shul closed? And I look at him, and he says, nicht Kol Nidre heint? Wo is Alamin? Isn't it Kol Nidre tonight? Where's everyone? And I realized that this man had thought that tonight was Kol Nidre, which was last night. And I say to this man, who looked very secular, I said, I didn't want to break the news, but I say, Kol Nidre was last night. And the guy starts sobbing and he's shaking. And he says, let me tell you something. He says, I grew up in a very secular home. We were so removed from our Judaism. But my father taught me one thing. We were Russian immigrants and we never did anything. And my father taught me one thing. He says, you should know that we're Jewish. And even though we're far removed from Judaism, there's one thing that makes you a Jew. And that's to go to Shul on Yom Kippur. And ever since, I go every year, even after my father passed. I never missed a year Yom Kippur. And the guy's sobbing. And Reb Tzaddik looks at Moshe, this man from Israel. I knew what I had to do right then. I took the guy, I patted him on the shoulder. I said, come with me. I'm going to do a Kol Nidre. He brings him into the shul. He puts Avka on his talis. And he goes up and he starts Kol Nidre. Here's this Russian secular Jew, German Jew. And they're both sobbing. And Reb Tzaddik says, every year I come to shul, there's 1,000, 2,000 people. I'm thinking about the president, the rabbi, the board, the people. They have to like me. My voice has to be powerful so I can make sure to keep my job, so I could get a raise. But this year was just me and this Jew himself and God. Never did I say Kol Nidre like I said that night, the night after Yom Kippur, with so much tears and wholeheartedly. I finished up, I put my talis back, I said Shana Tova, and I left. The next year I come to Shul Yom Kippur, and sure enough, this man is sitting in the front. And now every year when I say Kol Nidre, I think of this man. I think of that special Kol Nidre I had, and it makes me cry. And Moshe Englander remarks, he says, maybe, just maybe, God made me miss my flight, so I should be able to hear your Kol Nidre and to be able to feel connected the way I felt this year. My friends, Yom Kippur's coming. Each one of us has had a challenging year. Some of us haven't been in shul in a year. Some of us have had struggles, financial, personal, marital, with their children, with their parents, with our faith. But when we come to Shul Yom Kippur, it's you and God alone. It's the moment we reconnect with our soul and we connect with our fellow Jew. Feel at home. It's your shul. It's your place. It's your community. It's your God. Even if you've never been to Shul Yom Kippur, this is the year to come. After what we witnessed, we know us Jews have to be united and together. Ki ish echad b'lev echad, like one person with one heart. I love you all. May God give you a happy year. May it be a meaningful Yom Kippur and fast. And may your prayers rise on high, and the prayers of all of Israel. And may it be a year of victory, absolute victory for Israel. And may it be a year of peace, a year of love. And as the slogan has been said this year in Israel, Yachad Ninatzeach, together we will win. Gemar Chatima Tova.